All right, so I've only got a few minutes before I gotta leave to go shoot for TRIARC and then a bunch of other stuff we're filming today. But before I did, I was like, why don't I show you guys what's in my camera bag? For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Jimmy and I'm an action photographer. I work primarily in the firearms industry, but I've done work with automotive and clothing and a whole list of other things. I work with brands like Fieldcraft, TRIARC Systems, Mantle, Centrifuge Training, and the list goes on. But I took a break from YouTube earlier this year, and during that time, I decided that I wanted to share more of my creative work on this channel because that's what I do for a living. It's what my expertise is, right? It's my field of work right now. So I was like, I want to share more of that information, that knowledge, to help answer some of the questions you guys might have about creative work. And hopefully it helps some of you guys out in pursuing what you want to do. So I decided to start with what's in my camera bag because these are my favorite kinds of videos. So, this is the monstrosity that I carry around, which is the Mindshift Backlight 36. I carry this bag because some of our shoots take us literally up the sides of mountains. So we were in Vegas earlier this year filming, and we literally had to hike up a mountain. And I remember carrying my drone up in its case and then carrying my camera and then looking back and then all the gear we had to carry up. And Jay's carrying his red camera up there and his sticks and all that. And I'm like, dude, I was like, I need something that I can know is going to protect my gear, but also I can carry everything and it's going to help carry that load. So this, I can carry a lot of my gear in this and then it'll distribute the load really well. It's comfortable. It's not the best if you're like into street photography or if you're in urban areas a lot. It is a little bit like these straps kind of get in the way. But for what I do, it works really well and allows me to carry my gear. All right, so I've got like 10 minutes to do this before I head to the shoot. So I don't have time to set up the top down because that camera's in here, but I'm gonna show you guys how I organize all my gear and what's in here. Starting off with my main like go-to hybrid camera that does 90% of my work for like vlogging, for this channel, like B-roll stuff, all that, like when I'm just walking around with a camera, just grabbing like candid pics and stuff like that, is going to be the Canon R6. I carry the R6 because it works better for me in my workflow. I know the R5 has better resolution and it supposedly has better 4K footage, but the files are so hard to work with, and in our line of work, needing a quick turnaround is really important, and having to sit there and deal with like really hard to work with codecs just doesn't work. And so this works better for my workflow. If I need to use it as a B cam or as just another angle, I just throw an Atomos Ninja on there and then I can get over the record limit and I still have really good files to work with, record in C-Log. I do shoot EF lenses on here because I have a Canon C300, so this allows me to switch back and forth with those, and the adapter is really nice. So this is kind of my go-to. It's like the first thing I grab. And the way my bag is set up is that I can grab the things that I need the most right away. So usually I open my bag just like this, and I have that there, and then right here I have the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus. Fun fact, don't forget to charge these because I forgot to charge one time and it messed me up at a shoot. Underneath that, I've just got spare batteries for the R6, so if I'm out vlogging all day or filming or whatever, I have extra batteries I can grab there. Lens caps for those. I also keep a Peak Design, just wrist strap on there. So if we're out doing like street photography or sometimes in like in abandoned places and I have to like let go of the camera or something's going on, I'm not worried I'm gonna drop it. Up here, we've got my main photo camera, which is the 1DX Mark III. So I know there's gonna be a lot of questions of why go with the 1DX3 over the R5 when it is substantially more. Why use a DSLR when hybrid technology is so much better now? And for me, again, being an action photographer, we shoot a lot of really high frame rates to freeze things. So when we're doing like mag reloads or when you want to see a slide locking back, any type of movement, I just like the look of that better. Plus, it was kind of just like a dream camera. Like when I started watching YouTube, that was the camera that I really, really wanted. It was the Mark II back then, but it was like what I really wanted, and it's kind of like, I don't know, a heritage piece. So like back here, you'll see right there, up, right there. Yeah, there. That is actually my dad's old film camera. It's a Canon AE1, and I do occasionally shoot on that, but it's like, you know, a piece of history. It's a keepsake, and for me, this is probably the best DSLR that's ever been made. And it will probably be one of the last ones ever made as everything starts to switch over to mirrorless. So for me, it was like one of those historical things that I want to preserve for myself, but I digress. Also, I have the 24-70 on there, and that's like a great go-to just walking around lens. So when we're out shooting stuff, It allows me to get wide, but also just a little bit tight if I want to get tight on somebody's face or like on a product. It's a really good all-around lens. It's probably the one I use the most. If I need to go further, I'll go with the 70-200. I'll go with the 70-200. This is the EF, the Mark III version. It is an L lens. Super nice, looks great out of there. It is heavy though. Little pro tip, and I stole these from another bag, but if you get these little Velcro straps and you take them and you put them on your lenses or anything that sits in there that is not quite, doesn't fill up the whole space and it kind of rattles around when you're walking and stuff, put those on there and it'll keep it from jiggling around and breaking something else. Backup battery for the 1DX. Also got the charger here for the 1DX, so that goes in that little spot. Right over by the 1DX and the R6, I've got backup SD cards. The 1DX and the C300 both use CFast Express Type D cards now, and a lot of cameras switching over that way. But I do keep SD cards in case we're out on a shoot and when I have other photographers that are out there. Like when we do our average Joe's range days, I'll just give the photographer an SD card, or I'll just, you know, take theirs and like swap out, just so that way it's just easier. I just take the footage with me. I don't have to worry about exporting it or offloading and all that. It just takes so much time, and I don't want to forget somebody's camera or forget their card and have to ship it back. So it's just easier if I do that. But yeah, so those three lenses are mainly what I carry. The 16-35 on the R6 for vlogging, the 24-70 I keep on the 1DX, and then I have the 70-200. Between those three lenses, I can capture everything I need. For photography, you know, usually I use the 70-200 if I'm like have to be far off and I'm trying to zoom in and get something tight or really get some compression or really, you know, blur out the background with some of that compression, you know, make the subject stand out. When it comes to vlogging, I like to do all the vlogging stuff with the wide lens. I typically don't use the 70-200. If I need to get some like tight B-roll shots or like some really crispy B-roll, I'll go to the 70-200. So that's kind of how I work those three lenses together. I'm working on getting some primes in the future, but you know, we'll talk about that later. Little rain fly to cover that. Right here on this side, I keep the drone. So I've got the Mavic Air 2. I don't have the 2S yet. It looks great. It looks crispy. It looks awesome. I'm very interested in that. I just spent a bunch of money on other stuff, so I can't get that. Underneath the drone, because this is so deep, I can actually put all the batteries and everything underneath there, and then I just stack the drone on top. And again, like I was saying with the little Velcro straps, if you take one of these extra dividers and you just kind of fold it over, it keeps a top cap, so when you open your bag, all that doesn't flop out, right? So I've got this strap over here, doesn't come out. I've got this here so the drone and everything doesn't fall out. We've got the drone remote right here along with the charger battery, and then in this last little slot over here in the corner, I just keep all my stuff to like ND filters and stuff to clean. So little pocket rocket, lens brush, got some cloths to clean, and then my Peter McKinnon ND filters. I have the 2-5 and the 6-9 because a lot of times we are shooting in like harsh daylight. Like today, we're gonna shoot in really bright daylight. And if we're trying to get some like really like wide open shots, we need to use that 6-9. So it's nice to have both. I keep one on the R6, and I've got one of those Velcro straps here. I keep one on there so that way it's ready to go. The faster I can get my camera out, get it going, rolling, the better. So I keep everything set that way. So that's pretty much inside. There is a little hidden pocket up here on top, which is nice. So if you're looking at this bag, there's a hidden pocket. You can throw cables or whatever up there. For me, I'll probably just throw like if we're traveling somewhere and I need my Ninja, I'll throw it up there, or like other just little things that I don't necessarily need access to really fast, but I want to keep protected. I'll put that on top. On this side, so here, these little zippered pockets, I've got the extra propellers and the little extra joysticks for the drone in case I lose those, because I did almost lose those in the mountain. Rain cover for the R6 if I'm out vlogging and it starts raining. Another reason I like the 1DX3 over the R5 is just the durability. When we are up in like crazy places or like we're around a lot of like jagged rocks and stuff like that, like, I don't worry so much that I'm gonna break it. Also got extra tripod plates or base plates for the camera to put on the Ronin S. Also just different tripods and things like that, and then little Allen keys and tools that I need to tighten things or break things down. So that is all that. That is the main compartment. Outside of that, I don't really carry a ton. On the side, I do carry a tripod, which okay, on the side I do carry a tripod, which is the Joby Gorilla Pod. I use this mainly for vlogging and occasionally for like super low shots, but it's more so just to stabilize it. I'm not letting the camera completely rest on there. It's more just to help me give me another point of contact or point of reference, so that way I'm framing my shot the way that I want it to. So occasionally I will swap this out. So like if I'm not vlogging, if I'm just going strictly on a photo shoot and I don't need this and I need like a tripod, like a super slim travel tripod if we're climbing up somewhere, I will take the Peak Design and their travel tripod. It's light, it deploys really fast, it's really easy to use, super intuitive. So if you're looking for like a nice tripod, it's a little pricey, but it works. Okay. Moving on to the front. So not a whole lot goes on here. The only thing I keep in here in this pack is like my little notebook. And this just has like my shot list for the day, any ideas. When I'm meeting with clients, I take notes down and I'll go back and type up like a follow-up email, all those things, or like if I'm on a phone call. It just allows me to keep track of stuff rather than always being in my phone, because the tendency is when I'm on my phone, I like get on Instagram or YouTube. So in here, typically my laptop lives in here, but since we're going out to shoot today, I don't need it for the shoot we need today. I won't have to upload footage. Down here, I have my media pass. So if you travel a lot and you take gear with you, if you're a creative, make you a media pass, even if it's like fake and made up, make you a media pass and make sure you know your airline's baggage rules. This pass will save you so much money because you can travel with all your gear, you get a better rate, and it's a whole lot easier at check-in. So that lives in there. So whenever we fly or travel somewhere, if I'm not driving there in the Goon Runner, and then Advil and Burt's Beeswax, because we get out and we're filming and then like you're out in the sun all day and you don't realize it and your lips are chapped and you're dehydrated. So Burt's Beeswax goes a long way, and then Advil because I'm old. So that is what is in my camera bag for 2021. If there's something you have questions about, something I missed, let me know. Leave it in the comments down below. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Karate chop that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I have to get to the shoot. Also, if there's something you want to know about product photography or video, or if you want to see my YouTube setup, like all this stuff that goes on in here, if you want to see that, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Other creative stuff you want to see. If you want to see some behind the scenes of like our TRIARC shoots, I'm going to show some of that when I can. But yeah, let me know and then I'll try to film some of that and we can talk more about creative stuff. All right, gotta go. Oh, that lens is loud. I'm glad I rented this first. How does it look though? Does it look crispy? Does the lens look good? I don't know. That bokeh, that blurred out background looks pretty nice. I don't know, we'll see. We'll test it on some other projects that you'll eventually see, but you can't know about right now. Oh, I need to start over. A lot of you don't even know who I am, right? Because you're following this, you're watching. I thought